What's a ticket to? Honey, the subway is this way, right?
This is Subway. Subway right there.
Last one. Alright, I'll give you guys the money anyway. Alright. Hey! You motherfucker! Hey! They stole my bag! Oh my god! I just want my ID! And they stole my bag! Oh my god! My ID!
One more time, you support Hamas, don't you? You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not
you
support
can't
Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Your time has expired. Please.
As well. Yeah. So I hope this was really worth it to you. You really wasted my time and my energy today.
I hope you have a better day.
Oh, well, I was having a great day until you showed up and decided to waste my time. I don't mind, ugly fuck.
So, yeah, I'm done dating. So last week, I saw this girl on Mutual. That's the Mormon dating app. I'm on there just like, you know, I'd like to be with somebody with similar values and, you know, maybe in the church, and so you know where I'm coming from. And I'm very upfront about it, that I'm not active and all that. So anyways, I see this girl, very gorgeous. She's got like her business information and her phone number. And she does like these like, esthetician stuff. So I texted her and I was like, hey, I don't know if you knew, but your phone number's in one of your photos on your dating profile. And then what did I say? I said, maybe it's intentional. I'm very interested in you, so I was thinking if you're game, I could pay you to whiten my teeth, and then if you were attracted to me and we hit it off, I could ask you out on a date. So I sent that on Wednesday. Thursday night, she texts me and she says, I'm getting evicted and I have $2,000 of rent to pay. And she put the dollar sign after, so I'm like, oh, I'm getting scammed. It's a fake profile, you know, it's a red flag. So I like looked her up a little bit and then I was like, oh no, it's like legit business, this is her number. And so I just sent her a really nice text. Things are tough for a lot of people right now. I hope things will be tough for you. If you end up getting evicted, let me know how some of your stuff out. We can hear back from her. And then today, like right as I was getting off drill, she's like, I charge $199 for teeth whitening. Would you like to do it today? And I was like, oh, I'm about to get off work. That worked for me. So, I texted her. I was just like, oh, I'll be in uniform. Is there a place where I could change clothes? Because I don't really want to do it in my uniform, blah, blah. I'd like to do it today. And I was like, oh, I'm about to get off work. That could work for me. So, I texted her. I was just like, oh, I'll be in uniform. Is there a place where I could change clothes? Because I don't really want to do it in my uniform, blah, blah. And then, so she sends me the address. And then she's like, it's downtown, so there's only street parking available. And I was like, okay. So at 4:41, I said, sounds good. We just got released, so I can be there in like 25 or 30 minutes. And so she sends me like some directions of how to get there. So at 5:10, what did I tell you? I said 25 to 30 minutes at 4:41. So 5:10, so 31 minutes. I was 1 minute late. I was like just trying to find a spot. And I called her because like there's only a couple spots out in front of her, whatever she rents there. And so I was like around the corner. I called her. I was like, hey, to see if one would open up. So, and then I texted her. I was like, hey, will you just see if one of those spots has opened up? And she texted me back. She says, yeah, I have something else to do after this. There's plenty of street parking. I don't know what kind of games you're playing. So now I'm like, oh, I must be in the wrong spot from what she's talking about. So I park my car where I'm not supposed to be parked in front of her thing. It says permit only. And I walk in and I'm like, hey, I must be confused because I don't see any spots open on the street to park in. And she's like, I told you could park over at the Megaplex, with like all this attitude. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna pass. And so I turn around and I start walking out the door. And this must not have been her first rodeo, because immediately she starts filming. And she chases me out the door. I'm not kidding. She chases me out the door. She runs over to my car, she's like taking pictures of my plates. She's like, I'm gonna call the cops and I'm gonna tell them that, because I told you there's $100 cancellation fee. And I'm like in shock, because I'm like, what is going on right now? So I'm like, okay, yeah, you can call the cops. Here's my ID. Like, because she's like taking pictures of my license plate. I'm like, here, I'll make it easier for you. Here's my ID. You can take a picture of that and you can tell the cops this is who I am and they can look me up. And like, she's just like, I told you there's $100 because I told you there's $100 cancellation fee. And I'm like in shock, because I'm like, what is going on right now? So I'm like, okay, yeah, you can call the cops. Here's my ID. Like, because she's like taking pictures of my license plate. I'm like, here, I'll make it easier for you. Here's my ID. You can take a picture of that and you can tell the cops this is who I am and they can look me up. And like, she's just like, I told you there's $100 cancellation fee. And I'm thinking in my head, I didn't really want to get my teeth whitened in the first place. I was just trying to get my foot in the door for a nice date with a beautiful woman. And so she's like standing in the way of my door, so I can't shut it without touching her. And I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna fall for that. So I'm like, hey, can I close my door? And anyways, so I'm closing my door and she's like, you ugly fuck. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting out of here. So then she starts texting me and she's like,
just let it go.
So she sends me a $100 request on Cash App. She says, what does she say? She says, I'll be letting them know probably letting me know. I'll be letting you know you're basically blacklisted to all women in Utah now. I texted back, I think I'll be okay, with a smiley face. And then she texts me and she says, I should be charging you the full price, the full $199 for wasting my time, but you can go on ahead and pay the $100 cancellation fee so that this doesn't have to get escalated any further and we can just go about our day and leave each other alone. And I don't respond. Then she sends me a link to a TikTok video that she's like prepped. And she's like, you can pay the cancellation fee or this TikTok video can go viral after I share it to multiple Facebook groups and my Instagram with 140,000 followers. And like at this point I'm driving, so I'm just not even engaging. And this whole time she's calling me. I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. She's psycho. I don't know what kind of mental health medication she's on, but it ain't working for her. She needs to find something else. And then she says, I don't understand why you offered to pay for teeth whitening just to waste my time. I know I should have charged you the full appointment up front like I do with all my other clients before allowing you to come waste all my time driving, so I'm just not even engaging. And this whole time she's calling me. I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. She's psycho. I don't know what kind of mental health medication she's on, but it ain't working for her. She needs to find something else. And then she says, I don't understand why you offered to pay for teeth whitening just to waste my time. I know I should have charged you the full appointment up front like I do with all my other clients before allowing you to come waste all my time and energy. If you're a man at all, you would pay the cancellation fee for wasting my time. I did absolutely nothing wrong and I did nothing for you to treat me that way, and I don't deserve my time and energy to be wasted that you did that. And then she texts me a couple minutes later and she says, sounds like you have a business to frostbite food, so I'm gonna make sure that business does not go well. What she doesn't understand is that I have nothing to lose and I probably need that $100 worse than she does right now. So.
And all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. Frostbite foods. So, oh my gosh. And she's like, I'm gonna blacklist you on all the dating groups. I'm like, girl, I'm done dating, so go right ahead. I'm out. I'm gonna be a passport bro. I'm gonna go find me a nice young Brazilian lady to marry, or you guys can arrange me a marriage. But I am so done. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that's how my afternoon went. But I'm gonna be all over the internet in my uniform. I'm sure they're gonna love that. And I should have just hurried and changed before I left. But I was also like, oh, I think I'm keeping my uniform. Bro. Stupid, stupid. So yeah. Anyways, I think I met somebody possessed today. Like, I told her, oh, here's another text from me. She's, promote your small business, Utah. She's posted me on a Facebook page. His name is DJ Searcy. He apparently owns a business as well called Frostfight.
Yeah, and you agreed to the $199 teeth whitening. You took an hour to show up to your appointment, and I'm telling you it's $100 for a cancellation. You come in, and then you say you're canceling. So I'm saying it's $100 for the cancellation fee for wasting my time.
Sounds good.
Seriously? And this is also going on Instagram, where I have 100,000 followers as well. And in the Mormon dating groups of people to avoid as well. Yeah. So I hope this was really worth it to you. You really wasted my time and my energy today.
I hope you have a better day.
Oh, well, I was having a great day until you showed up and decided to waste my time.
Do you mind if I close my door?
I don't mind, ugly fuck.
The boa's dead.
The what?
The boa. Pregnant boa.
We messed up.
No! Oh my god, that guy's gonna flip out. What is wrong with you guys? Who did it?
We're shaking just like you are.
Is there a way to maybe save the baby?
Can we save it?
Oh no, dude. This guy's gonna go bananas. Oh my god. Why? It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
How? I reminded you 10 times! Fuck!
Chris.
Fuck!
We know.
Oh my god.
Hey,
no, you don't understand what you guys just did.
It can get fixed.
You can't
The
fix
state's gonna fix it.
You can't
Relax.
fix it. What just happened.
It can
Relax.
get fixed.
You can't fix it. You just killed something that wasn't illegal, and it had about $100,000 worth of fucking babies.
Hey, keep an eye on him. I can't tell you. I can't give legal.
Devastated.
I understand.
Hold on.
You're out of your fucking mind. It's a boa constrictor.
I want reimbursement for it.
That's a 15-year-old snake, man.
Message for Taylor Swift from a concerned mother.
Although I know it's probably a long shot and it'll never get to you, hey, it's worth a shot. One, I think it's really interesting how you had that one long letter for all your fans already printed out 2 seconds after Kamala and Donald Trump had their debate, which only tells me you already had this written up before the debate, which also tells me that you did not have an open mind. Kamala lied to everyone on that stage. And those of us that know. Taylor, you are a billionaire. The rest of us are not. The rest of us are struggling. People can't afford homes. Some of us are losing our businesses. And if Harris gets into office, our economy is screwed. But I know that doesn't affect you because, you've got all that money, private planes. You just don't even live in that kind of world. So it really seems to me like the issue at hand here is LGBTQ rights and aborting babies. And neither one of those are affected under Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the right guy for the job. If the economy of the United States suffers, the whole world suffers, Taylor. And if the whole world suffers, there goes your job, your career, because nobody's going to be able to afford going to your concert. And, I know some people are going to say, oh, judge not, lest you be judged. Well, no, the Bible says we're not to judge the world, but we're to judge other believers. And since you call yourself a believer, how can you call yourself a believer and be for killing babies? So with that, I have 3 tickets to the Toronto show, November 15th, that I was going to take my 13-year-old. She turns 13 that day as a special gift because she's been a Taylor Swift fan forever. I was going to take her to this concert, but my tickets are now up for sale because I don't want to spend another dollar supporting you and your private planes and your non-Christian beliefs. I also don't want my daughter, my Christian daughter, to believe that It's okay to do things that are against God's word, like killing babies. So, with that, I'm going to shake it off, and I'm done with you.
Surveillance video shows officers rush through a door, quickly push the shelter worker toward a wall, and two of them appear to repeatedly punch him as he drops to the ground. The officers then arrested the man, Jason Salters, a shift supervisor for a nonprofit hired by the city's Department of Homeless Services, or DHS, to run the Renaissance Shelter in Crown Heights.
I was absolutely appalled.
Attorney Andrew Laufer is representing him in a lawsuit against the NYPD and the city.
They engaged in what is clearly excessive force outside any reasonable means.
Salter says the officers told him they wanted to search the facility for a domestic violence suspect who'd been staying at the shelter, but Salter says he couldn't let them in. According to a DHS report, while on speakerphone with Mr. Salters and the NYPD, a social services director for the city said the NYPD is not permitted to search the facility for the client if they are not in active pursuit, like a foot chase.
If they had a judicial search warrant signed, they could have just entered the property without any type of issue.
But other DHS documents state that in some situations, officers can enter shelters with a document called an investigative card, or I-card. The DHS report on the incident says the officers did present an I-card that day, but Salter says he called that social services director because he'd never even heard of that. Law enforcement experts say regardless of whether the officers should have been allowed in, the surveillance video raises serious questions.
The punches seemed unreasonable. Again, we need context, full context, but just judging from what we saw, my question is, was it reasonable?
Salters says he was taken to a hospital and eventually to NYPD Central Booking, where he says officers told him he'd be charged with obstruction and resisting arrest. But he says the day after the beating, he was released with no charges. The NYPD and the Departments of Social and Homeless Services say they won't comment on the February 5th incident due to pending litigation. Maurice.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you
get the drink on his head?
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to him. I put him to sleep.
Next day, right?
You put the drink on his head.
There you go. There it is.
Damn.
I mean, some people find it harsh using the term, infestation and cockroaches and things like that. All you have to do is interview or spend some time with some victims, some migrant victims that are here in this country. And you'll understand that the governor has not overstated the issue. In fact, he's well stated the issue. And Texas is not going to allow any part of this state to be infested with that type of disease.
I can breathe! I can breathe! I can breathe!
Learn it. You get money in America. This isn't you getting money in America. Learn English. I don't give a fuck. Learn it. Learn it. You riding on the roads. Learn English. Motherfucker. Talk about that shit. Learn English. Learn English. Learn English. Learn English. This ain't your fucking country. This ain't your fucking country. Learn English. Learn English. This ain't your fucking country. Fuck wrong with you? Fuck wrong with you, boy? You better learn English. Hey. Learn English. You better get on.
I just see your video.
I'm famous. It's funny, right? Man, they don't even know the whole story, though. Dude tried to... He tried to steal some food on DoorDash, but you got to get the exclusive online, man. I'll tell you the story. All right, brother. All right.
Policía le mandé, papá.